Now, the Ghana Boundary Commission is facilitating the construction of the first feeder road to border community of Dollar in the Savannah region. This follows the Commission's first visit to the area in 2021. The road is being constructed by the Ministry of Roads with the 48 Engineers Regiment as contractors. Addressing the press during a visit to the area and a community sensitization program, National Coordinator of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Emmanuel Kota, said the road will help with the regular inspection of the international boundary line between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. It will also help security agencies get easy access to the area. Maxwell Agbagba has more in this report.
Welcome to Dollar Power. In this community, there are no access roads, so the community people only use motorbikes. We're here with the Ghana Boundary Commission. We are doing an inspection of Ghana's international boundary line with Cote d'Ivoire. Major General Emmanuel Kota has been addressing the press after visiting the site himself on a motorbike. He says Ghana Boundary Commission is working together with the 48 Engineer Regiment to provide some feeder roads. This, he says, will help with the regular inspection of Ghana's international boundary line with Cote d'Ivoire. He says it would also improve security here in this community.
Tucked away from the eagle eyes of security agencies, some residents here are causing devastating damage to the environment with impunity. The lack of roads at Dollar Power has made policing very difficult. There is no police station. This has given rise to many challenges like illegal mining and more. Speaking during a sensitization program organized by the Ghana Boundary Commission, DC for the area, Veronica Alele, says the construction of the road will make the community easily accessible.
Bridge, you know, yebeye, enra, wamu de wamu niyama nyina besi ho. Se wamu beye bridge, you know, na wamu yikwana. Wamu beye yikwana fe edi amamu. We need to give them a feeder road because the border itself is motor lane. So if we have a feeder road, it will help the forestry to monitor the activities. It will also help the people themselves to actually monitor activities of criminals and all sorts of people, the ones who just come into Ghana and run back. So that will help them. And then the police station is very key. If we can need a post, a police post to put here, it will help.
A core function of the Ghana Boundary Commission is identifying challenges in border communities and collaborating with relevant state institutions to address them. The Commission is bringing together state institutions to address the challenges in Dollar Power. National Coordinator of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Emmanuel Kota, says the Commission is facilitating the construction of a road. He says this will help with the regular inspection of the international boundary line between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. It will also help with regular patrols by the security agencies.
One of the key challenges that we find here is accessibility, especially road accessibility to the area. As a result of that, security agencies and other agencies are not able to undertake. One thing we have done as a Boundary Commission is to facilitate the construction of a feeder road. And as I'm speaking to you, the 48 Engineer Regiment has started putting their resources together, and the feeder road is going to be constructed along the international boundary line to Dollar Power in that regard. One is going to serve two purposes. The first purpose is for that road to aid inspection, regular inspection of the international boundary line and especially the pillars. And the second purpose is to aid any security agencies or any other agency like the Minerals Commission to undertake activities in this general area. You will realize that you can only access here, we can only access here by motor, and going around by air, and going around Dollar Power, we can only move around with motorbikes because there is no road within the community.
Speaking during a community sensitization program, Major General Emmanuel Kota urged the residents to safeguard the international boundary line between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire.
We had reports about the tampering and displacement of boundary pillars in this community. We came for the inspection, verified a number of boundary pillars along the international boundary line between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire removed. As a result of that, we engaged the chiefs and community leaders of Dollar Power. Then we were able to identify some of the underlying reasons why this had happened. Partly because of illegal mining that was going around, just because people do not really understand why those pillars are there. Now, after the community sensitization during our visits, in subsequent periods, the people here came to an understanding and recognized that these pillars are very important landmarks for the country. I can happily announce that there have not been any tampering of the pillars since those that were identified in 2021. And I must say that the sensitization that went on during that period was very significant and helped to achieve this.
Now we'll be joined on the line by General Emmanuel Kota for more on this one. Major General, I'm grateful that you've joined us here. You've been to many border communities in the country as part of your work as coordinator of the National Boundary Commission. Starting from Dollar Power, can you share with us some of the challenges you have identified?
Thank you. Good afternoon for having me on the show. The solar power was one of the first areas that we visited when the machinery of the commission was put in place. And this was as a result of some security challenges that were raised by the Ministry of National Security. So when we got to Dollar Power, we realized that one of the key challenges was that they were removing and tampering with international boundary place, which we really are the custodians of these so far as the law establishing the Ghana Boundary Commission is concerned. Now, alongside that, there were thick plantations that were planted to guard, to preserve the boundary place. Those were also being uprooted. What we realized was that it was as a result of probably the illegal mining activities that people really wanted to clear the boundary place so that there will not be any demarcation between the two countries. And that was against the sovereignty of this country. It means that we will not have a boundary, clearly defined boundary that demarcates Ghana with Cote d'Ivoire. So the biggest challenge there was also the lack of access to Dollar Power. As your reporter mentioned, we can only access Dollar Power by helicopter, and even movement within the area, you need to use motorbikes. So I saw your reporter was on a motorbike, giving the support so far as this visit to Dollar Power was concerned.
Interesting. So how's the Ghana Boundary Commission collaborating with other state institutions to deal with these identified challenges?
Since our first visit, we had gone to Dollar Power on a couple of times, and we went to a number of agencies. The Forest Commission was one of them because most of the forest reserve there were depleted. The Minerals Commission was another agency that we went to, and then Ghana Geological Survey Authority determined the extent of gold in that area. In addition, we went on a reconnaissance visit with the Ghana Police Service, the military, and other security agencies to assess the situation. Clearly, one denominator was that there was the need to open up the place. As a result of that, we have facilitated through the Ministry of Roads and Highways for a 24-kilometer feeder road to be constructed. And as I'm speaking to you,
the 48th Engineer Regiment, which is to construct that road, has moved to site, and road construction will start from next week.
Interesting. But what are the expected consequences if nothing is done about these challenges that you've identified?
Yeah, the expected consequence is that the state might not have full control in the area. The second thing too is that we can easily have a lot of criminality going across Cote d'Ivoire, and the blame will be on Ghana. So it is important for us to have control in that area, and also to have a clear demarcation of our boundaries. Because at the other side in Cote d'Ivoire, we have the security agencies clearly patrolling their borders. So that is a very important aspect of the work.
Now, you've also been working on the reaffirmation of Ghana's land boundaries with our neighbors. How's that going?
Going on very well. And let me say that from the 3rd of May to the 27th of May, we and Togo are going to start a reaffirmation exercise in the Volta region, starting from Kota up to the northern parts of the Volta region. And that is being sponsored by the GIZ, the German funding program. Now, the two countries have met, the commissions of the two countries have had meetings, several meetings, and we are going to go to the ground to start this work. It's going to start with the sensitization exercise with the community. Because when you are doing this work, the community must be carried along, and they must understand what is happening on the ground. On the northern border, we've just come back from Burkina Faso, and there are plans. Once the Burkina authorities are clear, we are going to start reaffirmation on our northern border. We're going to Cote d'Ivoire in May, and we are going to draw up a work plan for us to start reaffirmation on the western borders, the land borders. The land borders. I want to be specific.
Why is it so important for us to do these reaffirmation exercises?
Because most of the boundary markings have been removed, like the pillars. Most of them cannot actually be found. In addition, we realized that some of the boundary markings that have been placed were really far apart. So as part of the innovation coming out of new boundary pillars, we're introducing apart from the main boundary pillars, we're introducing intermediary boundary pillars, and then we're introducing border crossing boundary pillars, in addition to monumental pillars that probably terminates to the sea, especially on the eastern and the western boundaries.
All right, grateful that you could join us, Major General Emmanuel Kota. All the best in your effort to ensure that the right things are done in terms of the boundary commission there. Now.